My name is Ben Needle. I'm a teacher at Wheeler High School, Marietta, Georgia, where I serve as an Avid elective teacher and the Avid coordinator. I've been working with Avid for about 12 years now, and I can honestly tell you that it will change the trajectory of your career and that of your students. I'm going to share a couple stories with you this morning. I hope you enjoy some things that are part of my past, my present, and my future. He came to my class, though perhaps slightly lost, from Mexico to Pennsylvania to Georgia. A young man not knowing his place in the world, a young man destined for a path he could not yet see. And as the fall leaves began to blow clear from the path, obstacles fell back in their way. Friends leading him astray, and even worse, illness that would take someone from him that he loved most. But students like Hector, we know they can. It wasn't always easy for him to see, and frankly, it wasn't always easy for me to see. But I had discovered my why, and it was time for Hector and countless others to see theirs. Honestly, when it came to engaging Hector, it wasn't always easy. I remember vividly one day in May, we're conducting interviews. We want to interview everyone to make sure they still want to be a part of Avid. We're in the library. What were they to do while I was conducting those interviews? Something, anything. Show a little bit of that individual determination and just let me get through all of these interviews. But he didn't. Why? He wanted to listen to music. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. He was angry that I was challenging him, and he was upset. And then, so was I. I stormed over to him, snatched those headphones off his head, grabbed that CD player from his hand, and I told him to get it together. Focus. See, I was angry, and for those of you who know me, it takes a lot to get me there. But I was there. I walked over, I slammed that now archaic device down on the table, not caring if I broke it. And in the middle of that interview, he stormed over, and he informed me, Mr. Needle, I want to change my answer. I don't want to be a part of Avid. I'm out. I don't need it. I don't need you. I'm out. He took a CD player and he sat back down, and as he walked away, I told him, good, sit down. I'm talking to someone who cares. I was seething with anger, but somehow I got through that interview. I'm not sure if I was more angry that he just wasn't listening or if it was something else. Turned out to be something else. You see, I was angry because he was refusing to see the bright future that I could see, and he wasn't willing to see it. Maybe he wasn't ready to see it. After all, we know they can. See, his days were clouded with exhaustion, working full-time to help pay bills after the passing of his father. His nights were consumed with sadness. His nights were consumed with loss. College, classes, an interview, these were the last things he could think of at the present time. Thankfully, later in that very class, he came back over to me and he asked if we could speak. I made him wait. I wasn't ready, but he was. He sat down with me and we talked about what was going on, and he asked if he could change his answer. You see, he knew that I was looking out for him. He knew the class was right for him. He knew he could. He knew he could benefit from being in the class. He knew college could be his reality, and he knew that he could be happy again. Soon thereafter, our conversations changed to the future. He was presented with an opportunity to go straight into the ministry. And I wanted him to pursue his passion, but I knew that education was also something that needed to be nurtured. So we collectively decided that he needed both. There he is up on the screen, his wife, Nicole, his son, Judah. When we make changes for people, we make changes for generations. We know they can. Today at our schools, we're presented with the same situations. Students who want to succeed, yet they need us to help them learn how to discover and engage. They need and want us to challenge them and to let them know we know they can. See, we get to place them on a trajectory towards greatness. A young lady who fights to make college a reality in honor of her mother, who was taken from her and sent back to their home country, we know she can. A child who wants to be the champion of justice for victims deserves educators who want to push them to their limits. We know she can. A young man who seems to have the deck stacked against him, we get to be his ace in the hole. We get to help him control the hand that he is dealt. We know he can. Avid is right for them. The path isn't always easy. They want to give up. Whether it's the passing of a father or incessant exhaustion, they battle and fight because they are our whys and we become theirs. For decades, Avid has been there for them. Sometimes they want to give up. Sometimes they want to quit. We tell them no. We know they can. In my career and working with students, the stories are different, but they're all the same. Children who are yet to discover what it is that we already know to be true. We get to make the promise of potential a reality. We discover their optimism, our optimism that they have yet to see. And we have to be ready to engage them where they are and show them that though the path may be arduous, we are there for them. For once they have these tools and this mindset, they know they can. And when we as educators discovered our unbridled optimism, it will be infectious within your students. You must discover it. We must choose to engage with our sense of social significance. So what is our impact? Our why is them. Our why is the future they deserve. Our why is because we believe in their success. We know they will succeed because we don't believe in failure. We believe they can because we know they can. Thank you. So the next part here, hopefully you will hear from one of the top 5 rapping slam poets at Wheeler High School in the Social Studies Department at age 38. That's me. So I hope you will engage in believing in what we know to be true. I invite you to discover your optimism with a piece called We Know They Can. So here we go. Within us exists an undying sense waiting to be discovered. To some, it's admirable. To others, it's grating. See, how can we incessantly see that which is within, which they can't see? They can't even see where it begins. We see it because we want to see it. We know they have it, what it takes to be great. We know they can. And it's our job to help them discover what they can't find. Are we superheroes or fools? No, we're the optimists in our prime. See, we ignore the can'ts and we ignore the won'ts and we turn our backs on those who share their don'ts. Why? Because we know it's there, just waiting for them to discover. So let's engage with our sense of social significance. Why? Why do we see it this way? We know they can. We know they should. See, from deep within our souls, we believe in them. We believe in greater than good. We understand that we have a duty. We know we could. The youth we must stand beside, honored to be their guide, gifted beyond belief, honored to serve as chief, change the world from top to the bottom. Instead, we'll do it from their side. See, it's easier at the top, but instead, we'll do it from the bottom. And now we're here. From the bottom, this is where we take the stage, where we channel our rage, sense of significance, driven to engage, to find those who need us, to see their place in the world. After all, it's an oyster. We'll show them the pearl. Why? Because we know it's our duty. And this wave of success that is behind them, we are responsible for teaching them how to ride this wave. Each year brings in a new group, and as we stand there on day one, ready to engage them, it has begun. Succeed with teacher impact. when we realize that our sense of belief plus our ability to engage those of promise, the promise of living out the American dream, we will succeed. Every teacher wants these kids. Every teacher should want to be the change, to be the one to take them down this road of success. A road that for some is not only less traveled, but seldom seen. Why? Because we know they can. Say it with me, everyone. We know they can. One more time, real loud in the back. I got to hear you. Here we go. We know they can. We know they can. Thank you.